Hi there, and welcome to Miss Betty's Virtual Yoga. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our breath and finding control of our breath. So there are three main parts of yoga. One is breathing, one is movement, and one is calming or relaxing the mind. But before we get started with our breath, let's just do a little bit of movement to help get any extra energy that we have out so we can really get focused in on our breath. So you can go ahead and sit on your mat and take your legs out nice and long. We're just going to start with some simple movements of our toes. We're going to point our toes and then flex them back. And point and flex. Doing this a couple times, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. And now we can do our feet in opposite directions. So point one toe and flex the other. And then switch them. And just have fun here, moving the feet a little bit. Again, just get that little bit of extra energy out. One more time, each side. And then let your feet be relaxed. Let's move our knee. So we're going to bend our knee and then let the leg go straight. Pull the knee in. Leg is long. One more time, knee in and then leg long. This time we'll pull the knee in and put our foot down. And then arms can come down by the sides and we'll let the knee drop open. And then we can pull it back in. And just doing this a few times. One more. Nice. That leg can go straight again. We'll do the same thing on the other side. The knee can come in, and then the leg can go long. Knee to chest, and leg long. One more time. Great. This time we'll pull it in and put the foot down. Again, hands can come down to the floor, and let the knee come open, and then back to center. And the knee opens, comes back to center. One more time. Knee opens and comes back to center. Great. Let that leg go long. Sit up nice and tall. Reach the arms up to the sky and reach for the toes. You might not get the toes, and that's fine. And then we can come back up to sit and cross our legs. We'll keep getting some of this energy out with our upper body. So we're going to reach those arms out long and turn the fingertips towards the sky and then fingertips to the floor. Up to the sky, down to the floor, up to the sky, down to the floor. And just like the feet, we can go opposite. One up, one down. And just keep switching here. One more time. And then the hands turn up to the sky. Bring those hands in to touch the shoulders. Just bend those elbows a little bit. Hands come in to touch. One more time, hands touch the shoulders, and then take those elbows in circles. And then take circles the other direction. Great. Let the hands rest down. We'll move our neck a little bit. So we're going to start by bringing our chin to our chest and looking up to the sky. Chin to the chest. Look up to the sky. One more time. Chin to the chest. Look up to the sky. And then just look straight ahead. Look over one shoulder. Look forward. Look over the other shoulder. Forward. Look over a shoulder. Forward. Other shoulder. Forward. One more time, each side. Great. So now that we've gotten a little bit of our extra energy out, we'll probably be able to focus a little bit more as we talk about our breath. So the cool thing about the breath is that it gives us a lot of information about what's going on in our mind and our body. So a great example is if you've been outside playing really hard with your friends or maybe on a sports team, you'll notice your breath is really fast and sometimes you have to kind of catch it. And what that is telling you is it's time to take a little break. You need to sit down, maybe get a drink of water until your breath slows down. Another great example is if you get scared and automatically you gasp in and hold your breath like, and that's an example of being in fear when you hold your breath. Another time where our breath really changes is when we're sleeping. When we sleep, although you might not know unless you've seen someone else sleep, it gets really slow and deep. And that happens because we're nice and relaxed. So the cool thing about the breath is it gives us a lot of information about how we're feeling, whether we need to take a break because we're breathing really fast and it's short and it's almost hard to catch our breath, or if we're a little scared or nervous and we're holding our breath, or if we're nice and relaxed and calm and our breath is slow and deep. The other really cool thing about the breath is that we can control it to help change the way we're feeling. So today, that's what we're going to practice. We're going to practice how to find deep, slow breaths to help us be calm. And a really nice way to do that is to breathe with this expanding ball. So as you can see, as it opens up, it fills up, it spreads out, and then as we push on it, it gets smaller and closer together. And that's how you can think of your breath. As you take a big, deep breath in, it opens up and expands. And then as you take a breath out, everything gets a little bit closer. But before we practice with this ball, let's take a moment to just check in with how our breath is right now and how we're feeling right now. So you can go ahead and close your eyes. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand on your belly. And just start by feeling your breath. You can notice where you feel it under your hands or anywhere else in your body. And then I want you to count how long it takes for you to take a breath in and take a breath out. And now just check in with how you're feeling. Great. You can open the eyes and rest your hands down. So check-ins are really important in yoga and when you're not on your yoga mat to just notice how you're feeling, what your breath is doing. Let's go ahead and start to practice our deep, full breath with the ball. So as I open the ball, go ahead and start to take a deep breath in and fill up your whole body with breath. And then as the ball closes, you can start to breathe out, slow and controlled. Breathing in as the ball opens up. And breathing out as the ball closes. We'll do that 3 more times. Big breath in, nice and slow. Fill up that body. And then breathe out, nice and slow, letting all the breath come out. In and out. In and out. Now let's practice it without the ball. So we'll come back to our check-in pose, hand on heart, hand on belly, eyes closed. And see if you can picture that ball opening and closing in your mind. And now take your big breath with the ball. So breathing in as that ball opens in your mind. And slowly breathing out. Breathing in, slow and full. Breathing out, letting all that air go. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more time, breathe in. And out. Staying in our check-in pose, just notice how you're feeling. Open the eyes, rest the hands down. Great work. So every time we practice breathing, we get a little bit better at it. And it also helps our mind and our body learn that when we take deep breaths in and out, we're safe and it's okay to relax and be calm. So now let's take this breath and try and do it with some yoga poses. We're going to start by coming into child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees. Bring your big toes together and take your knees wide. Sink back, reach your arms forward and rest your head down. And try and find those big deep breaths again. Maybe it helps to picture that ball opening and closing as you breathe in and out. Then lift your head a little off the mat, walk both hands over to the side, and then press your head back down. Come back to your big breath in and out. Good. Lift up that head. We'll walk our hands all the way over to the other side. Rest our head back down. And once again, maybe picturing the ball. Take those big breaths in and out. Wonderful. Lift the head a little bit. Walk the hands back to the center of the mat. Bring them under your shoulders and lift yourself up. We're going to come into what's called tabletop. So we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide, and our knees are a little bit apart, just like we were a table that you would sit and have dinner at. And from here, we're going to do cow and cat pose. So take a big breath in, let the belly come down toward the floor and look forward. And then take a big breath out, press your back up to the sky like you're a scared Halloween cat and gaze at your belly button. Breathe in, the belly comes down, look forward for cow pose. Breathe out, press your back up to the sky, look at your belly button for cat. One more like that. Breathe in, belly comes down, look forward. And breathe out, look at your belly button, press your back to the sky for cat. Good, let's come right back to our tabletop. And we're going to take a balance here. So start by stretching your leg out behind, and you can keep your toes on the floor if you like. Or you can lift up your toes and find a balance here. Now it's okay to wobble, but see if you can find your big deep breath again. And notice maybe it's a little bit harder because you're challenging yourself, and that's okay. Just do the best you can. One more big breath. And then bring your knee down. We'll go to the other side. Take those toes back and then reach the leg up if you want to and try and find the breath as you challenge yourself to balance. One more time. Great. Bring your knee down. Walk your hands just a little bit forward. Tuck your toes under and lift up your hips for downward facing dog. So really spread your fingers nice and wide. And then let your heels come toward the floor. It's okay if they don't reach the floor. And picture that ball again in the mind. Maybe you can even close your eyes here. Imagine breathing in as the ball opens and breathing out as the ball closes. Take 2 more breaths like that. From here, let's walk our feet all the way up toward our hands. And then hanging heavy, slowly roll all the way up to stand. Great work. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky and then fold to touch our toes. Just hang heavy here. We're going to come to a flat back. Our hands come to our shins and we're looking straight down at the floor. And then reach back down for those toes. Hang heavy. And then come all the way back up to stand with the arms up. And then bring the arms to the side. Now we're going to try that all with our breath. So breathe in, reach your arms up. Breathe out, come for your toes. Breathe in, look straight at the floor, flat back, hands on the shins. Breathe out, touch your toes again. Breathe in, come up to stand, reach your arms to the sky. Breathe out, the arms come down. One more time. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Breathe out, touch your toes. Breathe in, flat back, hands on your shins. Breathe out and fold. Breathe in, come up to stand, reach those arms up. Breathe out, the arms come down. Great work. Let's turn and step our feet nice and wide. Our arms reach out to the sides. This is star pose. You're like a big star. Try taking your big, deep breaths in again. So imagine breathing in and filling up, expanding like your body's expanded and the ball expands. And then breathe out. One more like that. And out. Good. Take your arms straight out wide. Bend your elbows. Spin your heels in and then bend your knees for goddess pose. Again, find those big breaths in and out in these poses. Breathe in and out. One more. Notice how the breath might change as we challenge. Great job. Straighten your legs. Let your arms come down. Let's take our heels out so our toes are facing forward. We're going to bring our hands to our hips and then fold forward, letting our head come all the way down toward the floor. Reach one hand down and then twist so the other arm can reach up toward the sky. And try and find your breath here again, breathing big and full. And maybe as you twist, it's a little bit harder to get the breath in, but just do your best. And then release that hand down. Twist the other direction and the other arm reaches to the sky. Always coming back to our breath. And then let that hand come down. Walk your hands over toward one foot and bend that knee for side lunge. Big, deep breaths here. Taking another one in and out. And then hands to center, legs straight. Over to the other side. Hands come to the feet, bend the knee. Come back to your big breath in and out. In and out. Good. Hands walk back through center, legs straight, and come all the way back up to stand. Good. Let's step our feet in toward each other. We're going to do a balance. And again, remember, balances are challenging, so we can see how this changes our breath. So you're going to face the top of your mat. Reach one foot back. Reach your arms up to the sky. Take one big breath. Imagine that ball. Fill up as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, start to lower your hands toward the floor and float your leg out behind you. Good. Maybe your fingertips find the floor. Take one big breath, filling up like your ball. And then breathe out. And then slowly rise back up. Let the foot find the floor. Arms down by the side. Let's try it again on the other side. So get yourself set up. One foot comes back. Arms to the sky. Take a big breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, slowly start to send the hands toward the floor. The leg lifts back behind you. And let those fingertips find the floor. Take a big, full breath in and out. And then come all the way up to stand. Great work. Arms can come down by the sides and those feet come together. Big breath in, reaches your arms up to the sky, and then fold to touch your toes. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to the floor and step your feet back for that downward facing dog. Close the eyes. Picture the ball. And breathe with that image. In, filling up. Out, closing in. Bring your knees to the mat. And we're going to sit back down on the mat. Let your legs come out in front. Reach those arms up to the sky. And then reach for the toes. Again, maybe they only come onto the legs or maybe they find the toes. It doesn't really matter. We're going to twist and reach one arm out to the side. Big breath in. Good. Bring that hand down. We'll go to the other side, reaching that arm out to the side, the other direction. Nice work. Bring the hands to the toes and walk them up the legs. We're going to bend the knees, scooch our bottom toward our feet, and bring our hands onto the back of our legs. So sit up nice and tall, and then lift up the feet. So you can stay here, holding onto the legs, or if you want to try, you can reach your arms out in front. And imagine that ball opening and closing as you breathe in this challenge pose. Sitting up nice and tall. One more big full breath in. And out. Hands on the legs, feet on the mat, and slowly roll yourself all the way down. Let your head come down, arms just rest by the sides, and the heels come in real close to the body. Bridge pose, we're going to lift up our hips, press down through our feet. And once again, taking 3 full breaths in and out. One more. And then slowly bring your hips down. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your hands on your knees and take your knees in circles. And we'll take that circle one more time. And then take the knee in circles the other way. Wonderful. One more time. Bring your feet down. Let your legs be long on your mat. And let's just do one final check-in. Hand on the heart, hand on the belly. And notice how your breath is. Where can you feel it? How fast or slow is it coming in and out? How are you feeling right now? And then just let your arms come down by your sides. The eyes can stay closed. And just let yourself be relaxed. Finding a little stillness for a few moments. Slowly start to feel your breath again. Start to wake up your body, wiggling your toes and your fingers. Taking a big stretch, reach the arms up overhead, just like when you wake up in the morning. Can roll onto your side and come all the way up to a seat. Cross the legs, close the eyes, and bring the hands together at your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember that you can always find control of your breath. So anytime where you feel like you're breathing too fast, or you feel nervous, or you're holding your breath because you're afraid, you can picture that ball opening and closing, filling up, and help calm your mind with some deep breathing.